Exactly right.
It's a great time. It's a great time. So I'm going to go ahead and
They're
share.
still rolling in, but go
Okay.
ahead and get started, Andrew.
All right, buddy. Let's see here. Share my sound. And I go like,
Love seeing everyone on this call tonight. Wow, this is unbelievable.
actually, let me stand by for 1 second. I um, made a little mistake here.
No problem, Andrew. No
Thank you, bud.
problem.
I appreciate that. Okay, and there's that. Now here we go. Where is this?
Wow, it's good because we have more people flowing in, so
Yeah,
that's
we'll give it a minute. We don't have to be that smart to be very successful in the business here. Here we go. There we go. And the share the sound and share. Okay.
I'm just
Was that
loving
successful?
everybody's in.
Was that successful? Everybody can see my screen, right?
Yes, Andrew, we can all see it's great.
Okay, good. Okay, good. So I'm gonna get started. Okay, I just want to share a few thoughts before we jump into the actual presentation, Mark.
Yeah.
Obviously we have a lot of unfranchised owners that have joined us, and along with a number of guests. And I just want to just kind of set the tone here. There's no sale tonight. There's no pitch. Nobody's looking to convince you of anything or twist your arm to do anything. This is a bit of an educational or enlightenment session, if you will. And you're going to learn about who we are, what we are, why we are. I think you'll get a little bit of a sense of where we've come from and definitely get an understanding of where we're going. And it's a very exciting time, as we've kind of alluded to in the first couple of minutes here. Um, but I would like to just mention that one thing is for sure, those of you who are guests, it's worth noting the person who invited you to be a part of this Zoom session tonight, to check us out, really respects you and thinks enough of you to introduce you to our business, our products, and technology. And I say that because this business is not necessarily for everyone. Now, don't get me wrong. Of course, Mark, as you know, anybody and everybody can successfully implement our business plan and earn a very significant ongoing income. However, the timing might not be right. You might not be ready and you might not qualify. Okay. But let me just tell you, those who qualify are the entrepreneurs. You have to have a little bit of an entrepreneurial energy or spirit within you to identify with this, where this information will resonate with you. And I'm sure that those who've joined us have that. And so we're excited to talk to you about what's going on here. Um, you know, we do attract individuals who are very sincere and serious about enhancing their quality of life and or improving their standard of living. And Mark, I say it like that because everybody has different aspirations, different goals, different dreams, different wants, and different needs. So all we've done for 33 years is simply provide entrepreneurs with a proven business plan, the systems, the tools, the resources, the technology, the training, the support, the products, the community to enable individuals to reach their personal and financial goals. And Mark and I are hopeful that as you learn, about who we are and what we do and why we do it, that you'll recognize how you can benefit in several ways. The first way is with our products. Not only can you make money, but you can save money at the same time, and you can literally impact the quality of people's lives by introducing them to our products and services. We wouldn't be here today, 33 years later, growing consistently, if it wasn't for the results and the benefits people have experienced. The second way to benefit is with a proven business plan. And although it's extremely lucrative and we've doubled the commissions, like you said, Mark, you're going to go through that. But maybe even more importantly is how realistic it is for an individual to successfully implement the tasks and activities that are necessary to grow the business and reach their personal and financial goals. And, the third benefit is the association with some cool people, some, inspired, entrepreneurial, ambitious, goal-oriented, driven people. And that might not seem that important to you, but I think you'll find that it's very refreshing to be around people who are inspired and do support your efforts. Can you contrast that to the corporate world? You don't really get that kind of support. You know what I mean?
Hey, Andrew, real quick, not are you looking to change the slides?
I will.
Oh, you haven't yet, though.
Correct.
I like it. Okay, great. Someone
Yeah,
said that in the chat, and I wanted to just call it out.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm going to change the slides actually right now. That's good.
No, I'm sorry, Andrew. It's just,
No, it's all good. Yeah. but hopefully that all made some sense. And so yeah, we're going to jump right in. This is the unfranchise the unfranchised business. And what we're going to do is going to start out with a little video here. And you're going to hear some very passionate voices in this video. One of them is our president and chief operating officer, Marc Ashley. You'll hear from our founder and CEO and chairman, J.R. Ridinger, our CEO and co-founder, Lauren Ridinger, and our president and COO of Shop.com, Steve Ashley. By the way, for those of you who we just started, I didn't even introduce myself. My name is Andrew Weissman. I'm a vice president with Market America Worldwide and Shop.com, and also, more importantly, a very proud unfranchise owner. And we're privileged tonight to be joined with our president and chief operating officer, Marc Ashley. And so this is going to be fun.
And Andrew, like you, been with the company 33 years since we started out of a 900 square foot house. And I also am a proud unfranchise owner. So I'm equally as proud to be an unfranchise owner as I am to be the president of the company as well. So it's a beautiful thing. And there's nothing better than to share the unfranchised business with so many new people. I'm so excited about that.
Amen to that. So with that, let me share this video. So just listen and watch. Here we go.
The power of Market America and the unfranchised system makes it possible for anyone to succeed who otherwise would not have had a way to do it.
We've created a solid foundation for which we'll continue to grow.
One of the most important things you can do is keep the business simple.
The best way to predict the future is to create it. We will continue to make the impossible possible. Groundbreaking products and delivery systems, incredible technological advancements.
Companies don't make people successful. People make companies successful.
There's something very special about this community. Yes, we're economically driven. Yes, we're entrepreneurs. Yes, we're in it to make money and to help others make money. But we also develop a community. Everybody in the world wishes they had what you have. You need to tell them about it.
Be the best version of you. It all starts with you.
Market America is an internet digital marketing and product brokerage company with a universal shopping cart. That is what we are.
Anything you could want, you can get from Shop.com.
We are always, as a company, identifying and adapting to paradigm shifts in the world.
I knew that this was an organization that paid very close attention to detail and was committed to what they said they were going to do.
I'm an ambassador for Market America because I believe in the model.
Be great, be exceptional, be extraordinary, be authentic, be disruptive.
There's a new economy that you're going to tap into. Take advantage of it. The time is now.
So good. Marc, I was thinking about when I was talking about the being around ambitious, forward-looking, goal-oriented people. We don't attract comfortably miserable people. And there's a lot of people out there who are comfortably miserable. These are people that complain and wish, and they're not really willing to do anything differently in order to get a different result. So once again, we attract entrepreneurs.
And Andrew, what I like to tell everyone who's seeing the business for the first time, the people in that video were not actors. Those are real unfranchise owners. Yes, they are that happy. Yes, they love the business that much. Yes, they are entrepreneurs. Yes, they control their own destiny. And that's why they're so happy. And everyone's so, they like, that can't be real. I'm like, yeah, that's real people in our business.
It's funny. I was thinking, JR used to say something that's very similar to that. He said, people think we just paid everybody to be there. You know what I'm saying? It's not the case. So yeah, it's very, very authentic and the truth. we're so fortunate to have our founders, JR and Lauren Ridinger. Now, we lost JR suddenly 3 years ago as of August 30th, but we're so fortunate to have spent, I knew JR for 33 years, know Marc, the same thing, even a little bit longer. And one of my mentor. And so we wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for, his vision, his belief, and his dedication, his commitment to making it happen. A true visionary, right? And all the lessons that we learned from JR, we continue to apply to our own lives and of course to the business. So the legacy continues, and we're also very grateful and very fortunate to have our co-founder and Lauren, Lauren Ridinger, who's our CEO and is leading the way, and she's a visionary in her own right, an incredible entrepreneur. And so we're just carrying the torch, I guess, if you will, and the legacy continues as we move forward. And
it shows the depth of the organization that JR built, that the company has still remained stronger than ever, even in his, passing. And of course, he's still up there every day, giving us orders and telling us what to do and all that stuff. I hear him even now, but it just shows the depth of the organization and the multi-generations that this passes down to for eternity. That is just, something that, he built and he duplicated, and it's continuing to duplicate throughout the world, which is just unbelievable,
It absolutely is, and we're so fortunate, of course, our team, Jared, remember Marc, Jared always call us a motley crew, we were a motley crew. And that, this team has been together since the very beginning. Of course, the team has grown. Unfortunately, we've lost a couple of our, executives who've passed away. But the different education levels, the different personalities, the different perspectives, the different intelligence, all coming together, the whole is always greater than the sum of the parts. And our belief system is the fact that, if we all work collectively as a team, which we do, we can go a lot further with a lot more strength than if any one person were to try to do it individually. And so, our newest member in Steve Boston, our Chief Growth Officer, is doing an incredible job. Of course, Marc, we appreciate your leadership and your dedication. Your work ethic is unmatched. Steve Ashley, our President and CEO of Shop.com, Joe Boyard, who's been there since the very beginning. And I don't need to mention everybody here, but the point is we have a great team who's very committed and very passionate.
Andrew, you're right there too. I want to call you out.
Thank you. I'm there. My father's there. Brandy Quinn, it's a great team, and we continue to work together. And there's a real partnership, Marc, I think you'll agree with this, between our internal team and our community of entrepreneurs. Jerry used to call that a symbiotic relationship. One depends on the other. So it's a real partnership, as we move forward into after over 33 years, the continues.
Andrew, both from an internal and external standpoint, every single individual, both inside and outside of the company, whether you're working at the company or in the field, everyone's focus every day is on helping other people succeed. That's been the mission. And when you do things to help other people, things just organically come back to you. It might not be tomorrow, but it will. And it's amazing to see the lives that we've changed over 33 years. And that's why we do what we're doing.
Exactly.
That's what gets us up in the morning every day,
You're absolutely right. It's pure. It's pure, right? And we do something with good intentions, you're going to attract the opportunities and the right people and the circumstances to succeed. So you're absolutely right. We're so blessed to have this team that we work with on a daily basis. So let me talk to you about what Market America is. Let me define what we are, okay? Market America Worldwide and Shop.com is a product brokerage and internet marketing company. We're powered by entrepreneurs around the world, okay? And I realize you could read faster than I can talk, but if you just bear with me for a moment here. We're founded in 1992, Marc, like you said, in a very modest little house that JR and Lauren were living in at the time. So it's a great success story, starting from nothing, just a thought, an idea, a dream, a goal, a vision, and others kind of caught that vision and had that belief in JR and Lauren, the team, and here we are today, 33 years later, still headquartered in Greensboro, North Carolina, operating in 9 countries. Our most recent country that we put our operations into is Indonesia. So that international expansion continues. 33 years of service. Our exclusive products, they perform. Like I said earlier, we wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for the results people have experienced using our products. 40 exclusive brands led by our #1 brand, Isotonics, the world's most advanced nutraceuticals. When you take every single product that we have, there's thousands of products, and you'll learn how you're able to capitalize on multi-billion-dollar categories or industries or markets with our exclusive products. And when you look down at the bottom of the screen, you see a variety of numbers. These are some accolades, some rankings, some recognition that we've received, from a digital marketing standpoint, an e-commerce or a mobile commerce standpoint, a social media standpoint. And although these numbers might not seem that impressive to you, we have definitely climbed the ranks. Over time, we continue to get even higher. And we've always had an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau. And equally as important, maybe even more importantly, we're a 3-time recipient of the Torch Award, which is a very prestigious award to receive, even just once. And we've received it 3 times. And it speaks to the trust, the performance, the integrity in which we conduct our business and the relationship we have with our customers and our partners, who we call unfranchised owners. So,
and Andrew, that's the most prestigious award that the Better Business Bureau gives out. And the Better Business Bureau, I'm a board member of the BBB, and they only accept accredited businesses who have the highest ethics. And I always tell people, when do you ever hear a company say, go to bbb.org and check out our company?
That's right.
Most companies are either not accredited or they don't want you to check their profile. We want you to. We want you to do your research about our company. We're proud of what we're done. We do things right when no one's looking. We're proud of our integrity. And we want you to go check us out. Go to bbb.org, check out Market America, and you'll see the A+ rating. And it's just something that we're very proud of as an organization, about just doing things the right way.
Nice to be recognized for it. You're right. Been doing that, like you said, doing the right thing when nobody's looking, and that it's nice to be recognized for that, Mark. But it all comes back to the leadership, right? JR, Lauren, yourself, Joe, and the other team members. It's just been great. So we're built on product and we're powered by people, right? Market America Worldwide and shop.com simply provides a system for entrepreneurs to create an additional income stream while providing consumers worldwide with a better way to shop. And through results-driven technology and the power of people, we believe that we're creating the economy of the future. And what you're going to learn as Mark shows you the business model, how the business develops, how you're compensated. Ultimately, every individual, every entrepreneur is able to create their own economy. And we often kind of talk in jest by saying the other economy might be struggling, but not this economy, right? And everybody's economically connected in a community that supports each other, to grow their businesses. And you'll understand exactly what that means. And as Mark shows you, how it unfolds and how you're compensated. So let me just break down what it means to be a product brokerage company and how we're utilizing the internet, how we're an internet marketing company. Because those terms might not, they're new terminology. And by the way, there's no expectation for those of you who are guests out there to understand all this the first time. If you understand all this the first time, you're smarter than everybody in the business. Okay, we have over 150,000 entrepreneurs worldwide. But so just sit back and relax. But as a product brokerage company, JR never wanted to have a company that was limited to any one product or one product line or even one industry, right? Because if you only had one product, you have a lot of vulnerability. Something could happen to the product, or somebody can come out with something even better. And if that were the case, you'd have a problem, right? But we're positioned as a product brokerage company, which means we don't manufacture anything. We have over 100 different suppliers, vendors, and manufacturers that we contract with in order to identify the highest quality components and ingredients to create our own proprietary formulations, thus our own exclusive products. And because you don't have the manufacturing expense, no advertising costs, our distribution costs are minimal, we can put more value where we believe it belongs, which is into the products. So we can provide products that have higher value at a competitive price, and the savings we pass along in the form of retail profits and commissions to unfranchised owners or the entrepreneurs that are developing their businesses. So what's nice about this, in addition to what I've already mentioned, is the fact that we're so diversified in the different products that we offer. So you're not reliant on any one product or one product line. You're able to tap into a number of multi-billion-dollar industries like health and wellness, cosmetics, personal care, financial services. These are multi-billion-dollar industries that you can tap into, and you can develop an entire business by just utilizing one product. But the nice thing is you have access to everything. So we always have new products coming through our product development pipeline. We're always with what's new, what's hot, what's emerging, and what's science-based and what's real. Okay. And once again, we wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for the results people have experienced using our products. Just want to encourage everybody who's tuned in to try some of the products. We're not going to spend too much time tonight going through the details, but it's worth noting that all the information that you can even imagine about a product is accessible through shop.com. Or marketamerica.com. All the, the features, the benefits, the ingredients, the frequently asked questions, the reviews, everything you could possibly need to know about each one of our products you can access. So hugely advantageous to be positioned as a product brokerage company.
And Andrew, just to add on, and couldn't be more factual, is many of our most successful unfranchise owners got introduced to the business through the products.
Big point.
Because the products changed their lives so much. I always tell people we wouldn't be here for 33 years if we didn't have great products and people weren't making money. And it's not one or the other. It's both. It's not, you can't have great products and nobody making money. You can't have people making money and have bad products. It's both. Exactly. And for 33 years, we've embodied that. But I always love to say, because it's true, some of the biggest unfranchised owners were product users.
That's right. That's right. It just kind of naturally happens. And you'll understand that word of mouth advertising, the tracking system that we have, as somebody gets good results with the products, you can't keep a good thing to yourself because we're human beings. So it just kind of happens naturally as the business develops. And all of a sudden you think to yourself, well, wait a minute, I could probably make some money doing this.
Exactly.
Right. Some of the most productive, most successful unfranchised owners were first satisfied consumers of one or more of our products. That's a big point, Mark. From an internet marketing standpoint, we equip every entrepreneur with their own shop.com site. And of course, there's much more that comes along with that. But ultimately, you're able to own your own personal e-commerce and social commerce platform that's scalable. And when you think about getting into e-commerce or internet marketing or digital marketing, it would cost millions to access this type of technology, this type of platform, this type of business model. When you think about it, what kind of products are you going to sell? How are you going to handle the customer service? Who's going to handle the distribution? What kind of products are you going to sell? You know what I mean? Did I say that twice? But the point is, here, everything is available, right? It's like a business in a box, and you have access to everything. So beyond our own exclusive products, over 2,000 partner stores, which makes up, millions of products and services can be accessed through shop.com. We talked about our exclusive products. There's no cost to be a customer, and we pay people to shop. A simple cashback program. Why wouldn't somebody want to get paid for the same things they'd be buying anyway from the same companies at the same price or lower? And then, of course, have access to the exclusive products that we offer. And ultimately, Mark, we always empower more and more people or entrepreneurs. Ultimately, that's what we're all about. So we attract those people, along the way. All right. So I just want to encourage everybody to try some of the products, get more information. These are the brand logos of our exclusive products. I think we kind of said it all when it comes to this. But all the information is accessible. I just want to encourage you to try it. Isotonics being number one, and health and wellness is our number one division. We didn't design it that way. We just allowed people to provide information as to what they wanted. Our whole philosophy, Mark, and I know you know this, is the fact that people hate to be sold on something, but they do love to buy.
Yes.
So why not find out what people want first and provide it to them? So over the past 33 years, of course, health and wellness continues to be a very powerful, growing industry. And we have products and brands that, that really capitalize on the growing. I don't even call it a trend. It's just more and more people becoming educated as to how they can control their health and well-being, their longevity, and live a healthier lifestyle. And our products have enabled people to do that. So moving forward here, I think we all will agree that times have changed. The economy has changed dramatically. The workplace has changed. More and more people really desire control over how much they want to work and where they want to work, and there are major trends that have created one of the most timely and greatest opportunities ever for people to become entrepreneurs, right? I mean, think about it. The cost of living over the past few years has not decreased, it's only increased. So more and more people are seeking to find ways to generate an additional income stream for themselves and their families. So the need for more income immediately is definitely there. There's a rise in online sales and technologies. It just continues every year. E-commerce sales sets new records, and everything that we need can be handled and administered and ordered right from our mobile device. One-to-one marketing replacing mass marketing. People hate to be sold, but they love to buy. We match products to people and people to products. And the gig economy. I mean, yeah, there are more opportunities out there with technology, and people can make some money here and there. But more and more people, most importantly, are recognizing that they're not going to get there from here. If they have a desire and they have some goals and dreams and desires, they're not going to get there by working a plan for somebody else. Ultimately, they have to have their own business and work a plan for themselves. So with that being said, Market America and shop.com is positioned perfectly to take advantage of all of these trends. So it's very timely. And we've always evolved and adapted to changes in the marketplace, right? And so that's another advantage of how we're positioned and our flexibility of doing so. And we do this with the unfranchised business. And you've heard me say this a couple of times. Marc's mentioned it. So just very quickly here, one of our registered trademarks is the unfranchised business. And it's something that might seem very simple, yet it's very powerful. JR set out to create a plan that was not only very realistic, but very lucrative. And he wanted to incorporate all the components, all the strengths, all the advantages of franchising, while at the same time eliminate all the weaknesses. So you think of that about a franchise, there's an absolute systemized, standardized, and required way of doing things. I mean, if you own a McDonald's, you're not going to do it the Burger King way. You follow the McDonald's system. And if you do so, the chances for your success are very good. We do exactly the same thing here. We provide the proven management systems, the resources, the tools, the marketing systems, the training, the support, the products that are market driven, the branding, the increased visibility are all things that makes franchising work that we have. Yet we're unlike a franchise in that we don't charge franchise fees or ongoing monthly royalties. In fact, the opposite is true here. On the business you develop, you're paid as opposed to paying the franchisor a 5 to 10% royalty. So hence the term, the unfranchised business. Minimal startup expenses. You can earn cash immediately from the retail sale of our products. Of course, being a business owner, there's potential tax advantages. There's no large monthly overhead, no geographical restrictions. There's no employees. There's no headaches. You can do this on a part-time basis. However much time, energy, and that you want to invest is up to you. And there's really no risk, Marc. I mean, the only risk somebody runs is not having some fun with this and giving it a try.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So hence, hopefully, those of you who are tuning in for the first or second time have more of an understanding of the term, the unfranchised business. So, not to try to impress you at all, but only to impress upon you, that we're very, very solid, very stable and secure. Since the inception, as of the year end 2024, over 12 billion has been generated in estimated accumulated retail sales. That might seem like a lot, it might not. I mean, everything's relative, but most importantly, with that revenue that was generated, over 6.2 billion has been earned by unfranchised owners. When you combine the commissions and retail profits, over 6.2 billion has been put into the pockets or bank accounts, I guess, if you will, of unfranchised owners who have followed this system. And that's great. And we have people who've made 6 and 7 figures. We have hundreds of people who've earned over $1 million in commissions. And it's real people making real money. And Mark, I know you had your joke before. My little joke on this slide is that, some people might think we're taking some images off the internet, just putting them in here, but these are actually real unfranchised. In fact, we have to update this.
Yes.
Real unfranchised owners who have earned at least 1 million in commissions. And although
It's unbelievable.
6 figures annually and or earning 7 figures, and people who have earned over even 20 million in the business because they've been in for a number of years, to me that's great. But what's equally, in fact, in some cases, even more impressive and more special is the fact we have tens of thousands of people that do earn an additional 300 a month, 600 a month, 1,200 a month, extra couple $1,000s on a monthly basis. Now, that might not enable somebody to retire tomorrow, but how many people do you know that can impact their quality of life or improve their standard of living? They can eliminate credit card debt. It can handle them maybe a rent payment or a car payment or an insurance payment and help them enhance their quality of life, right? And Mark, to your point earlier, many of these people started out as a customer. They started to make a little money, like, wow, this thing really works, and they move on and the journey
And
continues.
Andrew, this is something that, unlike if you work for someone else in a regular corporate job, and unfortunately something happens to you, well, the money goes away. In this business, whatever you built, you can pass on from generation to generation. And there's not any better insurance policy than that, or annuity, whatever you want to call it. There's nothing better than that being able to be passed on. So all that hard work that you put in carries on from generation to generation, which is it does not occur in the corporate world at all.
That's such a great point. A willable asset that's created. You're absolutely right, Mark. And we've already mentioned the community, but this community is something that most people never experience, when you think about the corporate world, but here this community is very supportive. It's inspired, and everybody's economically connected and supporting each other's efforts as they grow their individual unfranchised businesses. So we're so blessed to have attracted so many great people from different parts of the world. So really quickly here, before we jump into the plan, Mark, most people have the 45-year plan. They're so conditioned to get an education. Some people get a higher education. Some people drop out of school, whatever the case may be, they got to get a job. And ultimately they end up trading time for money. And after working 40 to 45 years, the vast majority end up dead, still working, or practically broke. I mean, that's really just the bottom line.
And by the way, Andrew, and for the new people on this call or seeing the business for the first time, these are not statistics that we made up. This is directly from the source, directly from the Social Security Administration, of people working on average 45 years in the workforce. We didn't make these up.
At all, exactly right, Mark. When you think about 53% being flat broke, dependent on bank loans or credit cards, family, government assistance, think about most people are still working, probably because they have to, and then others are passed away, probably because they worked themselves to death. But the people who were and are financially secure are those who either own their own business or maybe they were fortunate enough to inherit their money. But most people's inheritance is not going to be that great. So more than likely owning your own business is going to be a better option, to evaluate here. And bottom line here is the fact that 95% of the people simply work 40 to 45 years, put the other 5% in that very desirable financial position. And that's because what I mentioned earlier, they work a plan for somebody else, rather than a plan for themselves.
And Andrew, the thing about this, only 95% of the people don't make it. And it's not because they didn't follow what they were told. We do what our parents tell us to do. We go to school and we go get a job somewhere, and we're trying to climb the corporate ladder. We're doing everything we were told to do.
Yep.
And then we become one of these statistics after 45 years in the workplace, and all that hard work, unfortunately, and typically you get in the workforce around 20, you finish at about the age 65, that's where the 45 years come in. And then you've done everything you were told from the time you were going to school to college and everything, and get in the workforce, and you're in the 95 percentile. You either can't retire because you don't have the money to do it. Unfortunately, you fall into the, not living category, which we don't, or flat broke. But it wasn't because anyone was ignorant, didn't follow the system, didn't do the things that they were told to do. These are people who are doing things what we were told from the time we were young.
That's right.
And you know, it's a true statistic.
So I'm envious of those people who are in their early 20s, you know, and introduced to this. You know, it's a blessing, right? And by the way, I should have mentioned in the very beginning, those of you who are guests, you actually have been given a gift, you know, to be on here tonight. So the alternative, you know, when you think about somebody wanting to get into that top 5%, you start to evaluate different options, whether it be starting your own business or working more hours or, you know, getting a second or third job or even traditional network marketing or direct selling or, you know, franchising. You start to realize that all these things, although they might be viable, incredible businesses and opportunities, but how realistic is it really with all these things in order to generate a significant income? You know, and that's really the bottom line. So our offering is a 2 to 3 year plan.
Yeah.
Mark and I are not saying 2 to 3 months, it's 2 to 3 years. It takes time, energy, and effort, you know, to make this happen. But everything that we teach, everything that you learn, everybody can do. And we've proven that, of course, over and over again. So you can read faster than I can talk, but now you can actually think and dream again because you have a mechanism, a model, a system, a business that can enable you to get the things that you want. And obviously the bullet points here, from saving money to making investments, saving for education, are all attractive things and reasons why people develop their unfranchised business. So it comes really down to this. If you knew both systems worked, the traditional 40 to 45 year plan, where you can continue to trade time for money, or the unfranchised business 2 to 3 year plan by investing approximately 8 to 15 hours per week without affecting what you're currently doing to develop an income stream upwards of $187,000 per year. I can't see everybody out there, but I would ask you to raise your hand. Which would you prefer, the 45-year plan or the 2 to 3 year plan? Of course, everybody chooses, you know, the 2 to 3 year plan.
No-brainer.
It is a no-brainer. And what's nice is it, like I said, you could put more time and energy into it. You're going to go through this, Mark, and have the business grow faster, or you can do less and it'll take longer to develop it. But at the end of the day, it's only a matter of time. So with that being said, Mark, you know, I'm going to stop sharing here.
Okay.
You can start your sharing on your end.
Thank you, sir.
While you do that, there's a disclaimer that was on the screen there, and that the disclaimer basically says, listen, not everybody is going to succeed with this business. And the reason why not everybody's going to succeed is because not everybody is coachable enough and actually implements, you know, the tasks and activities, the proven fundamentals and principles that will ensure success. So at the end of the day, you got to do something in order to get a result. Okay. So I'm hopeful we're talking to people out there who are evaluating the business that are ready, willing, and able, you know, to have some fun with this and take action, you know. And so Mark, now kind of turn it, I'm going to be obviously right here, but I'm turning it over to you to show the 5 steps and understand how the business is established and how it develops and how they make money. I think that's what they're looking to understand now, finally.
And can everyone see, can you see my screen, Andrew?
Yes.
Great. And Andrew, thank you for giving us that overview of Market America and shop.com. And as Andrew alluded to, I've been with the company since day one. I was very young when we started this. We came from no money, no nothing. And our whole mission in life was to help other people become successful. And by keeping that focus for 33 years organically, we've been able to help make so many people around the world successful. And organically, the company has become stronger in the process. And as Andrew alluded to when we started, if you're seeing the business for the first time or the second time, the first thing I want you to do tonight, this is not a long presentation. I'll be done in the next 20 minutes. So it's not like you're going to be sitting on here very long. But what I want you to do is just take a deep breath and relax. You are not here to make a decision whatsoever. If after I showed you and Andrew and I showed you this business tonight, you said you wanted to register to be a UFO, we wouldn't let you do it because you don't know enough. We're not looking to get you in. We're looking to get your commitment to follow this system.
Exactly.
So what we want you to do is evaluate the business. And then if it's something that interests you, then make sure that you connect with the person who invited you on this call and schedule a follow-up. Do what any entrepreneur would do. Any entrepreneur would do, and evaluate the business, get more information, because it's not about you getting in, it's about your commitment to following the system. So you just are here to relax and enjoy and evaluate this presentation, just like if someone came to you and showed you a business. You're just sitting here to evaluate, you're not making a decision. And Andrew did a great job earlier going over an overview of the business. And if there's anything that you should take away once we're done here this evening, is you got to try Market America products. The products are really that good, and you've seen it in the chat tonight. They're life-changing. But I'm here to talk about my favorite product. And that's what I get to talk about right here, and that's money. My favorite product is money. We've got the greatest products in the world, but I get to talk about my favorite product tonight, which is money, which I'm sure a lot of people like as well. So going back, and you saw Andrew talked about J.R. Ridinger. J.R. Ridinger is my mentor as well. When I was at the ripe age of 17 years old, he brought me up and taught me everything that he knew and passed it all down to me and helped me become a better person and better man and husband and father throughout my whole life and in business. But when I was at the ripe age of 17 years old, team, Jared told me something that I live by each and every day. And he told me at 17, he said, Mark, whatever you decide to do, make sure that the time you spend pays you for the rest of your life.
Yep.
Of course, I'm 17 years old. I'm just not getting it. It's not clicking. And when he said, he goes, Mark, he goes, don't work 8 hours a day for somebody and get paid for 8 hours of work. And then go in again the next day and work 8 to 10 hours and get paid for the 8 to 10 hours. And that's what Andrew was alluding to earlier with the 45-year plan. And you become and Jerry used to do this demonstration to thousands of people. And you become a hamster on a treadmill. You're not getting anywhere. And Andrew's been on that treadmill too, but you go on that treadmill over and over again. And he told me, he said, Mark, I don't care if you work 2 hours a day. I don't care if you work 3 hours a day. Make sure that 2 or 3 hours that you put in that day, you're getting paid for. You're building something to earn the rest of your life. So that time you spend is going to pay you for the rest of your life, and so on. The reason I say that is because that's the tenets in what JR built this business around. So as I go through this presentation tonight, I want you to think about that, and it all will sort of resonate and come together. So let's dive in. There are 5 steps to build an unfranchised business. 5 simple steps. And I'm going to go through those very, very quickly.
Nice.
The first step is to apply to the company. You have 2 options, real simple. You can become a sales representative. It costs you absolutely nothing, $0 to become a sales representative of our company. It enables you to purchase and to supply our exclusive Market America products or Market America Worldwide products to other consumers all around the world. And by the way, these products are only sold exclusively through Market America representatives, sales representatives, and unfranchise owners. And you also get Market America owns the domain and website shop.com. I would put anyone up against that's the best domain on the planet. Where are you going to go shopping? Shop.com. Each and every sales representative gets a shop.com site. So for instance, I'm a UFO. My site is shop.com/Mark. Anyone who goes to that site, any purchases that are made, I monetize. I make money from all of those purchases. And here's the beautiful thing. You don't need to know how to build a website. We do all of the work for you. We do all of the work for you. The second way is to come in as an unfranchise owner. And Andrew alluded to, it's not a franchise, it's the unfranchise. And And that's for a subscription fee of $149.95. Now watch this. Let me repeat that again. It's not $149,000. I said yes, $149.95. You are not here, as Andrew alluded to, and you're not buying a McDonald's franchise.
Correct.
Which, by the way, not even 5% of the planet could afford that. You got to be in the less than 1% because you're not going to get a McDonald's franchise for less than seven figures. We're talking about $149.95. But as Andrew alluded to, with all the blueprints behind it, all the work that's the marketing, everything behind you, and we empower you in your own business. So you exclusively, as an unfranchised owner, for $149.95, you exclusively get access to these Market America products, which are game-changing products, and then you market them out into the marketplace, and they can only be gotten by you. You tie into our global meeting, training, and seminar system. As you introduce consumers and other people to the business, you can send them all over the world into our meeting system. Just like Andrew and I here are talking tonight, there are thousands of other meetings going in a hotel, in a home, all over the world where people are presenting this business. And that's why we're in 9 countries globally around the world. Every unfranchised owner gets their own shop.com site that's personalized to them. That's where they send their customers and other people to, and they earn money every time purchases are made. And I'll explain that in a minute. We have other branded sites that you get. We give you an unfranchised marketing app that lets you market it out there on social media and other different platforms. You get an exclusive unfranchised.com back office. And in that back office, you can manage every nook and cranny of your business. Every nook and cranny. And then to me, the biggest feature of being an unfranchised owner over the sales representative is that you get to participate in what we call our management performance compensation plan, which enables you to earn, I believe, extraordinary income on an ongoing basis. So I'm going to take you through that. And the unfranchised owner subscription includes all these other things. I won't go through all of these. One thing I do want to point out is every unfranchised owner and their customers get a digital wallet, a VIF digital wallet. And what does that mean? What it says. It's a wallet, just like a physical wallet, but it's digital. Anytime someone goes to your shop.com site and purchases a product, they get cash and you get cash. I'm talking about greenback. I'm talking about money that goes directly in to your VIF wallet. And that is your money that actually you can pull out daily and get it the same day, or it's your money. You do whatever you want with it. A getting started guide, which is your guide to success. And by the way, this is another beautiful thing. You're not opening up a business and opening the store and hope they come. This is something where we follow you. We teach you every step of the way to grow. And then you start to grow, and then we start passing that down to other people, and it just starts to really just grow and expand and duplicate from there. The unfranchised man, there's so many other tools you get, and I'll spare myself from going through all of that, but another feature we do have is called Shop Global. We will ship to 180 countries around the world if you so want us to. If you have a customer in Italy, we'll ship them products, and you'll benefit from every one of those purchases. So we do all of that. That's step 1, either a sales representative or an unfranchised owner. Let's go to step 2, 5 simple steps.
Perfect.
Create business volume. What's business volume? Business volume is a point value that is assigned to every exclusive product, and that BV is what accumulates that calculates commissions. This is separate from a product being purchased on your site that you're going to earn cash for. As an unfranchised owner, you get products at a wholesale price. Remember, you will not see these products anywhere else out there at a retail store. They're only offered by you. So you get them at a business unfranchised cost. When they're sold on your website, they're sold at a retail cost. That's cash in your pocket. But when that product sells, when that product moves on your site, you also get what we call business volume. And that business volume is what accumulates to pay you override commissions and what I just alluded to, which is called the management performance compensation plan. And we're in many different categories of products: health and nutrition, weight management, age management, personal care, skin care, cosmetics, jewelry, Now, one of the beautiful things about these products, and there's more than just what's on these two screens, is the fact that these are products that people love, and these are products that people use on an everyday basis. And if they're using them on an everyday basis, what does that mean? That means more cash in your pocket from the retail profit you're going to make. And what does that mean? More BV that's going to accumulate to pay you override commissions. So what I'd like to do real quick is just play a few quick little videos really quick to give you a general overview of some of our products and some of our really main products and services that are only exclusively offered through UnFranchise Owners. You cannot get them anywhere else except through UF. I also want to introduce you to some of our flagship products. I'm going to let this play right.
Stop swallowing pills that go nowhere. Meet Isotonics, superior vitamins that millions have trusted for 30 years as the best on the market. Unlike most supplements, Isotonics works with your body's natural hydration process for maximum results with an isotonic formula. That means you're not just taking these vitamins, you're absorbing them. Get 95% bioavailability, up to 8 times faster than typical capsules. These are the science-backed ingredients with fast-acting results your body deserves. Simply mix the powder with the recommended amount of water, drink, and go. It's that easy. No binders, no coatings, no junk. Just high-quality nutrients delivering results you'll feel. If you're tired of wasting money and time on pills, then drink to your health with Isotonics.
And one more I want to play. And by the way, what I'm about to play next was actually featured on the Joe Rogan podcast as well. Just about a month or two ago, was featured on the Joe Rogan. This next product mix is something that everyone in the world should be taking every single day.
Amen.
The ultimate Isotonics protocol is on-the-go science-backed revitalization that fuels your day, anywhere, anytime. Forge a powerful synergy with 2 groundbreaking products, carefully perfected with years of development. International bestseller Isotonics Daily Essentials delivers 100% of your vital nutrients faster than a typical pill. H2 Tab floods your cells with nanobubbles of molecular hydrogen, an antioxidant that goes deep into tissue, targeting free radicals. Harness science, improve your life, and live without limits with the ultimate Isotonics protocol.
And as I said, if there's anything that you should do, you should try these products. And this is just a sampling of all these different products that are only exclusively offered via and through UnFranchise Owners. So there's 3 ways to earn in the business. for everyone who's new out there. One is through cashback that goes directly into your personal wallet that you control. You earn cashback on your personal purchases. I'm going to talk about that in just a second. Not just of exclusive Market America Worldwide brands, all right? And your customers earn cashback as well anytime they purchase products directly from you. And then as I talk to you, you get BV as well. You sort of get a double hit, if you will, by getting cash and BV that's going to accumulate into commissions. You get retail profit by marketing our exclusive brands, as I alluded to, and you get unlimited potential weekly commissions on team sales. And that's where the BV comes in, and it accumulates to calculate those totals for you. Now, in reference to number one of number three on this slide, here's how you as an unfranchised owner, one of the ways you can earn additional cash that goes in to your VIFT digital wallet. How many of you ever heard of these stores? Expedia, Travelocity, Old Navy, Foot Locker. We have over 3,000 partner stores on your shop.com site. You don't make the deals. You don't have to do anything. We do all of the work. We make the products, we build the relationships, we do the partnerships, and we build the website. We have the merchandisers, the development team. You pay for none of that. Actually, all you pay for that is the $149 a year, which doesn't even cover that cost it doesn't even touch it. But what happens here is instead of going to these stores and purchasing these products, you can go through your own shop.com website. And if you were going to get something at Foot Locker or get something at Books A Million or get a ticket at Priceline or Travelocity, we give you additional cash on top of the purchase that you were going to make anyway. And we also give your consumers cash from buying from these stores. So instead of just giving all your money to these stores, by going through shop.com's partnership that we've been able to create with these stores, you get additional cash back on top of the purchase that you're going to make already. And then on top of that, through our exclusive brands, you're creating BV. Now, how do you create BV? Okay. The first way is through personal use. As I alluded to before, and Andrew talked about, our most successful unfranchised owners were introduced to this business via the products. So they're personally purchasing those products. Anytime products are purchased for personal use, you're going to take, if you own a McDonald's, you're not going to go buy cheeseburgers at Burger King.
Exactly.
Why? Because you own McDonald's, you're going to buy that burger at a cheaper price versus going to Burger King. Same thing. You get all of these products that people use every single day, millions of people around the world at wholesale, not retail. So you save money, but you're trading. And by the way, we're not telling you to buy products you don't want to buy. It's products that you're already using now, but buy them from your own business.
And you're getting more value for the dollars that you're spending because of our positioning as a product brokerage company, which you learned earlier, right? And I just want to mention one thing, Mark, if you don't mind. JR, the visionary that he was, he ultimately set out to create a business where you can get paid or earn on almost anything and everything you could need or want. And so the technology finally caught up to his idea or his vision. And so here we are now, where almost anything you could need or want, you can actually get paid for it, whether it be cash back or business volume, which you're going to see momentarily how that translates into significant income.
Totally. And then, of course, you create BV through customer sales. Customer sales on your personal website, on your personal shop.com website, or your Motives Cosmetics website, or your Isotonics website, or your Go Trim website. You not only earn cash on every one of those purchases, you earn cash, but you also create BV. And then through one-to-one marketing, we have tools. If you love a product and want to promote a product, we have a social selling platform. You can sell our products on social media. Any of those consumers or those people who want to try the product, they buy it, you get the cash and you get the BV for it. People can get on a save and subscribe program. What does that mean? That means ongoing monthly cash and BV every single month. We have branded websites, the marketing app that you can use to market your business. Shop Live is it's like having your own personal shopping channel, but the difference is that people can purchase directly from you on it. Trial size samples, all these are ways to create BV for your business. So now we've already completed 2 steps. We've applied to the company and we've created BV. Now we're already on step 3. We qualify our business. How do we qualify our business? You qualify your business. Everyone gets a business development center, and you qualify your business with 200 BV, just like I talked about before, how you create it. By putting 200 BV in your business development center, and that opens up 2 sales and distribution organizations that you are going to start building for your first business. And once your business, in this case, it's your first 001 is what we'll call it, your first business development center qualifies with 200 personal business volume, or BV, the system will now start to look for business volume. And remember, on every purchase, you're earning cash. This is extra on top of it. Right. So once you qualify your business center with 200 BV, the system is now going to look in your organization and look for BV. Now watch this. I have a shortcut for you. I just went through 3 steps. Apply, create, qualify, right? You can complete all 3 steps by getting a fast start kit.
Just like that.
Right? By getting a fast start kit, because you have 2 different options here. Our most popular kit is the health and wellness kit. Not $449,000, for $449.95. This includes the $149.95 when you had to apply. So what this does is, by getting the fast start kit for $449.95, you've applied to the company because the $449 includes the $149, and you get 3, not 200, but 300 BV. So you've completed step 2 by qualifying your business development center. And now, so you've gone through all 3 steps by purchasing a fast start kit. And by the way, it gives you free shipping as well on top of it. And this gets you started with our most popular products that you can try and use, and has different products that you can sample out as well. But this is a top array of our top products and services. And if you want to focus, you saw all the different categories of products that we offer. You can purchase whatever you want if you want. But we sort of put this together to make things much easier for new UnFranchise owners and onboarding them. Or you can get our beauty fast start kit if you want to focus in on the beauty category for a business. But the great thing about the fast start kit, and that's why we call it the fast start kit, it's the fast track to success. You now complete all 3 steps by just getting the fast start kit, and you're ready to go. And now we're already on step 4 because we just got a fast start kit.
Perfect.
Now, step 4 is to activate your business. Follow me here. You've applied to the company. You've created BV. You've qualified this business center. I'm going to use myself as you here. I'm going to use myself as the example. And in order to activate my business, I'm going to identify 2 other people who want to get out of the 45-year plans. Andrew showed you the statistics, and want to look at the Market America Worldwide 2 to 3 year plan. And let's say I identify another Mark and Kate who want to get out of the 45-year plan and look to get into the 2 to 3 year plan. And what do Mark do? What does Mark and Kate do? Very simply, the same thing I did.
Exactly.
Apply, create, qualify, and look for 2 other people who want to get out of the 45-year plan and look at the 2 to 3 year plan. And that takes us to the last step. Step 5 is where myself, Mark, Kate, and all of us are going to work together to teach manage, and support all other unfranchised owners in their success. And what I love about this business the most is the focus is not on me. The focus is on Mark. The focus is on Megan. The focus is on Kevin. Because by the focus, if they become successful, I naturally become successful in the process. And that's what makes this business so incredible. So incredible. So as we move on here, here we go. Sorry. Whoops. Here we
You're
go.
right, though, Mark. You know, you
Sorry, guys.
You succeed by helping other people succeed, and
Absolutely.
people that you're working with, of course, you want them to deserve your time, energy, and effort, which is the reason why we're very selective on who we choose to partner with. Which is the reason why I mentioned in the very beginning, those of you who are guests who are on tonight, you've been given a gift because the person really respects you enough to introduce you to, you know, what we have to offer.
And you know, here's the thing about this. I get excited when I talk about business. Sometimes I hit a button on my computer that is the wrong button, but people lead to people here. And I'm going to use Andrew up at the top here, who is my senior partner. Okay. So Andrew is my senior partner. He introduces me to the business. I introduced Mark and Kate. They wanted to get out of the 45-year plan and look at the 2 to 3 year plan. Now, and they're going to do the same thing. They're going to apply, create, qualify, activate. They identified Megan and Sarah and Rick. Kate identified Kevin and Ann and Ben. But here's the thing. I'm not going to stop with 2 people. I'm going to look to spread the word out there, and because people need this business. People need this business. So I identify a 3rd person, Matt. Here's the most incredible part about this business. Matt comes in, if you see on the bottom left here, team, with a fast start kit. What does that mean? 300 BV, right? By the way, Matt was placed, and I'm trying to build, you see that dotted line in the middle? I'm building 2 sales and distribution organizations. But look at this. See that person, Chris? You see Megan, you see Mark. I brought Mark in. Mark has no clue who Matt is. Never met him in his life. Never met him in his life. But when Matt comes in the business with 300 BV, that 300 BV counts for Chris. It counts for Megan. It counts for Mark. It counts for me. On my left side, look at that dotted line. That's my left side. And it counts towards the left of Andrew's business, which, by the way, Andrew couldn't even point out who Matt is. Has no clue.
Right.
But guess what? For the rest of his life, he'll get credit for whatever Matt does. And that's why everyone is helping everyone to their success.
100% of the BV is being credited to every single person up the line, which is what you're illustrating here, Mark. Amazing.
Actually, one of the things, Andrew, we always get from this is how does the company pay out this kind of money when everyone's getting credit for 100% of 100% of 100% of the volume? Yep. I identify a 4th person. I want to identify as many people because I want to help them get out of the 45-year plan and create their own financial independence by the 2 to 3 year plan. I identify Erica. Erica comes in the business and she buys a fast start kit at 300 BV. Look at this. Ryan gets credit towards his right, Ann and Ben towards their right. Because remember, Mark over on the left that I brought in, he's building a left and right sales organization. Kate is building, everyone is doing the same thing. Apply, create, qualify, activate. They're doing the same thing that I'm doing. I'm just showing you in an enlargement here, enlarging that and focusing it here. But all those people get credit for Eric's orders. But what about this? Andrew's above me. Andrew's getting credit for anything that I'm doing. But Andrew's still building. He's looking for other people who want to get out of the 45-year plan. And so Andrew comes in here and he brings in and introduces Dave. First of all, I don't know who Dave is. Matt for sure doesn't know who Dave is. But Dave has been placed in Matt's organization under Andrew. And look at this. Everything that Dave does, all that volume is counting towards Matt, Chris, and everything else. And then when consumers purchase on shop.com, or you sell them a product online or offline, you're creating cash or retail profit and BV. and all that BD counts up the line, 100% of 100% of 100%. It is the most incredible thing that you will ever see. And I'm gonna give you an example in just a minute. So let's talk about how commissions are earned. Okay, I showed you how this builds out and the 5 steps. How does this earn? I already told you, anytime you move a product to a consumer, offline or online, you're getting cash back, greenback, and you're getting business volume. And that business volume is what's accumulating here that's going to generate you override commissions.
Correct.
Every single week, and we're looking at me again here, as me as my first business. Every week, someone presses a button. I always like to say that. And the system is looking down the left side of your organization and the right side of your, it doesn't care about where someone is or whatever. It is just looking for BV. Just looking for BV. And then once you get here to 300 BV on the left side of your organization, 300 BV on the right, the company will pay you a $75 commission. Once you get to 600 BV on the left and the right, not an additional 600 BV. Remember, what I'm showing you is based upon BV accumulation. You're separately earning cash for every sale you make. This is on top of that. So when you do an additional 300 BV on the left and right, which is 6 and 6, you get another $75 check. When you do another 600 BV on the left and the right, you get a $150 check. So if you were doing 1,200 BV on the left, 1,200 BV on the right, you would be automatically guaranteed to make $300 every single week.
Correct.
Guaranteed every single week. Then once you get to an additional 1,200 BV on the left and the right, which would be 2,400 BV on the left and right, you'd earn $300. So let me pass that on. If you did 2,400 BV on the left and the right each and every week, you'd be guaranteed of making 300 plus 150 plus 75. And you'd be guaranteed of getting $600 every single week on top of the cash that you would earn. There's one other thing I want to sort of paint a picture for you really quickly. And I wish I could see your faces, but how many of you have ever gone to a movie theater to see a movie? We all have, right? I don't know what, Andrew, what's the big movie right now? Do you know the big movie out there?
Oh, geez, you got to put me on the spot.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do that, but there's got, whatever there might be, that whatever the next big movie is out there that's coming, okay? We go and see it. I go and see that movie, right? I go to the theater and I love the movie. If you love a movie, what's the first thing that you go do? You go tell someone how great that movie was, right?
Right.
Greatest movie I've ever seen. You gotta go see it. So I go tell Andrew, I go tell my other friends. What do they go and do?
You go see the movie.
They go see the movie because I told him. Well, if Andrew loves the movie after I told him to go see it, what does Andrew do?
And tell somebody else.
He tells someone else, you gotta go see this movie. Before you know it, I led to thousands and thousands of people seeing that movie. Because I told people that I love it. Andrew told, I led to thousands. Now, if you know this, tell me, but as long as I've lived, and I've brought thousands of people to a theater by telling them how much I loved a movie, they have never paid me one dime for all the people that I referred to go see that movie. Never.
That's right.
What Market America does, team here, is we track all those people who went to the movie that I referred to go, that Andrew referred to go, that his friends referred to go, that went to go see it, and we pay everybody for all those referrals. We track it. We track all those people who went to the movie and all those sales, and we pay it back to the appropriate people who referred them.
And that's how the business started, Mark. You're right. I mean, JR manually tracked how many people was led to, because he told one or two people about the movie that they saw. And he figured if we could automate this in a system, create a referral tracking system so that the people actually do get paid like you're talking about, we have a very powerful business. That's exactly what transpired.
100%. So here we're at 2,400 BV on the left and the right, you get 300. Once you get an additional 1,200 BV on the left and the right to get to 3,600 BV on the left and right, you get another $300 commission. So again, I'll say it again. If you did 3,600 BV on the left and right each and every week, with thousands of people do all over the world, you'd be guaranteed of making $900 a week, which is over $50,000 a year. And then once you get to 5,000 BV on the left and 5,000 BV on the right, again, look at that dot in the middle, that's the left and the right. Once you get to 5,000 BV on the left and right, an additional 1,400 BV on the left and the right, you get not $300, but $600. So if you were doing 5,000 BV on the left and right of your top business development center, you'd be guaranteed of getting $1,500 per week, each and every week. And by the way, we pay weekly. We deposit this money directly into your bank account that you choose each and every Friday. We've been doing that for 33 years. Whether you're in Tahiti, the Bahamas, Washington, D.C., in Italy, that money goes into your bank account each and every Friday through commissions, through product sales, into your wallet instantaneously. $1,500 a week is $78,000 a year. But look at this. Wouldn't you agree that when you start the business, you're just building it? You're applying, create, qualifying, activating. Your people are doing the same thing. You're learning, you're building. But wouldn't you agree that once you get to 5 and 5, what happens then? Your organization stays intact. And then again, it looks here for 12 and 12 again, you get 300. But what happens is just the natural progression of law and duplication. The time it takes you to get for your first 5,000 and 5,000 to your second one is going to be less because you started with nothing. You built it up to 5,000 BV on the left and right. Your people stay intact. And then guess what? Your volume then, you're going to get to 5,000 and 5,000 quicker the next go around. One thing I do want to mention that's very important. The system calculates everything. So let's say in your first week of the business, you had 200 BV on your left and 250 BV on your right. The system would say, no problem. Mark, you haven't earned enough BV. And if I go back here, I'll show it. You haven't earned 300 BV on the left and the right yet. No problem. We'll carry that volume to the next week. You get to keep it. And then we're going to calculate the new volume. And once it gets to 3 and 3, we're going to pay you that check. And we accumulate that volume for 365 days a year.
That's it.
Until you get to the point of earning commissions. In most businesses that you will see that even remotely try to look like this, everything starts all over every month.
That's it.
You're like a hamster on a treadmill. It starts all over every single month. You got to do it all over again. In this business, everyone in your organization stays intact. Business volume accrues week to week until you earn those commissions. And by the way, it's just incredible. And as your organization expands, you're going to earn commissions faster and faster and faster. Why? More customers are coming in. More UFOs are coming in. They're selling products. They're prospecting. They're following the system. They're teaching and managing and helping others. So you're going to get to the next $1,500 quicker the second go around. You're going to get there quicker the third go around because your organization is stronger each and every time. And then we're going to build this up to where you're going to get to 5,000 BV on the left and right every single week, make $1,500 each and every week, $78,000 a year, but it only grows from there.
That's it.
Because your 001 business can earn more than $1,500 each and every week. Okay, and you do it by the following. Once you do 5,000 BV on the left and the right in any given week. It doesn't matter. And anyone on the left side of your organization, you don't have to have brought them in the business. It can be anybody. Does 5,000 BV on the left and 5,000 BV on the right, on the left. And anyone on the right side, in this case, it's Ann and does 5,000 BV on the left and the right in a given week. If this is done, you, someone on the left, someone on the right does 5 and 5 in any given week, we pay you an additional management bonus of $600. And let me tell you this, it's always, if you are doing 5,000 BV on the left and the right each and every week, I guarantee you there's going to be someone on the left and someone on the right who's doing it as well.
That's right.
So that takes you up to $2,100 per week, which is $109,000 a year.
You know, Mark, because there's no time constraints, everybody can build the business at their own pace.
Yes.
I'm in the chat, talking about this. That's a huge, aspect of the compensation plan. Is very, very attractive, and it enables people to, once again, build it aggressively if they want, or they can just do it kind of leisurely, but it's based on what they want when they want it.
Exactly. And of course, just like anything else, the more they put in, the more they're going to get out, right? But yeah, they do it at their own speed, and they do it at their own speed. But as you see the power of this, and once you learn more, and knowledge is power, you see it. And if you take off with this thing, it is the most incredible thing you've ever seen. But Andrew, this is the first time we've ever introduced this. And so any new person on the phone who's seen this, we just implemented a program last month.
Yeah.
That starts actually on October 1st. So we're at September, what are we at? September 17th tonight. I don't keep up with the days in the week, but September 17th, okay, October 1st.
Yep.
Anyone who becomes a master UnFranchise owner, and we won't go into all of that tonight, but it's really what the successful UnFranchise owners do. It's following the blueprint for success. And any UnFranchise owner who becomes a master UnFranchise owner starting October 1st, remember I told you can earn $109,000 a year, but by becoming a master UnFranchise owner starting October 1, you will double your commissions. So instead of when you get to 1,200 BV on the left and the right, you won't get 300. You'll get $600. So if you were doing 1,200 BV on the left and right every single week and you're a master UnFranchise owner, you'd be guaranteed to getting $600 each and every week.
Mm-hmm.
You get to 2,400 BV on the left and the right, you're not going to get 300. You're going to get $600. So watch this. Instead of if you were getting $2,400 on the left and right every week, you'd get $600 a week. You double that. You're going to get $1,200 a week, which is over. It's almost like $60,000 a year just for doing 2,400 BV on the left and the right. An additional 1,200 BV on the left and the right at 36 and 36. You don't get 300. You double it again to 600. And then when you get to 5 and 5, which is an additional 1,400 BV on the left and right, you don't get $600. You get $1,200. So now your first business cannot earn only $1,500 per week. We have doubled that. It has gone berserk in the industry, if you will. How we've been able, most companies take away pay, we have doubled everyone's pay. So instead of getting now $1,500 plus $600 of leadership at $2,100, now you can earn a total of $3,600, which is $187,000 a year in your 001 Business Development Center. And by the way, there are thousands and thousands of people who get this on a consistent basis, but you're coming in at the right time or looking at this business at the right time, because starting October 1, now everyone has a chance to double the commissions in their business, which is
Mark,
absolutely incredible.
We took the most realistic yet lucrative compensation plan ever created and made it even more lucrative. And you have UnFranchise owners, they're going to do the same thing they'd be doing anyway, but they are doubling their BV commissions. And I love that. I'm just happy you said that. There's been a number of companies in the direct selling industry.
Yes.
They kind of eliminated their network compensation plan and limited it to almost nothing. Whereas what we did the opposite. We doubled down, didn't we? We actually
Yes.
more lucrative to double the commissions potentially for entrepreneurs. I just think it's a testament once again to why we're here and why we do what we do. I think it's
And always, everyone's success is everyone's success. In a nutshell, is the way it works. And so you're looking in this business at the best time you could ever look at it in 33 years, because we have implemented something where we have doubled our commissions on top of the most lucrative pay plan out there. Now, someone might say, well, I want to earn more than $3,600 a week, $187,000 a year. Well, the first thing I tell them is, how many people do you know are earning $187,000 a year? Okay, well, you want to earn more, that's fine. The first thing I'll tell you is, guess what? By you coming in at a Fast Start Kit, you don't only get one business center, you get 3 business development centers. See where it says U001, U002, U003? I get 3 businesses. And I'm still going to build out my left and right. But each one of those business centers has the ability, is now accruing left and right volume to earn commissions. Now, if I owned a McDonald's, and we're the unfranchised, as Andrew alluded to, wouldn't you agree, if you owned a McDonald's, that there's only so much traffic that can come in and out of McDonald's? There's really only so much money that you can make, right? What do you have to do to make more money? You have to open up a second McDonald's, right? And in franchising, unfortunately, there's territorial restrictions, which means you can only open up another franchise within a certain mile radius of the next. But you do it to make more money. But what ends up happening is you're spreading yourself a little too thin, because people who are coming to your McDonald's that was on this street might now be closer to my second McDonald's on another street. So I've spread out my volume a little bit. Well,
right.
in Market America, we let you open up a 4th business development center. And it's just like opening up a new McDonald's, right? And you can place it anywhere, as I did here, U number 4, that's me, anywhere in an open position in my sales and distribution organization. Now, here's the thing. When I open up that McDonald's, I've got to do all the new paperwork again, just like I'm brand new. It's like they didn't know that I had a previous McDonald's, right? The great thing about this team is when you open up your 4th business, you don't have to apply to the company again. You already did it in the beginning. You're going to create BV, the 200 BV, and what are you going to do? You're going to then qualify your center with 200 BV and then activate it by looking for 2 other people in your 4th center that are looking to get out of the 45-year plan and the 2. So I bring in Emily and I bring in Abby, okay? And what happens? Now my 4 can start earning $2,100 per week. But watch this. Unlike the McDonald's that I opened up within a certain mile radius of the next one, where someone was coming to my original one, now they're coming to my second one, my 4th business team, all it does, because all the volume in my 4th business helps Megan, helps Mark. It helps my second business. It actually helps to ensure and build and grow my first business. It makes my first business even stronger. Imagine someone going to your second McDonald's, but you're also getting credit for the original McDonald's that you opened. That's how it works here.
Crazy.
It's the most crazy thing. And each one of your business development centers can earn, your second, third, and 4th business can earn $2,100 a week every single week. And as I alluded to you, by becoming a master unfranchised owner, your top center earns $3,600 per week. And what would that take you? To a point where you, on your first center, earning $3,600 weekly. All you'd have to do is 5,000 BV on the left and right of your 2, which counts towards your 1, the left and right of your 3, 5,000, and you have the ability now to earn 3,600 BV from your first one, 21 from your second, $2,100 for your third, $2,100 for a 4th. Now watch this. When your second, third, or 4th hit 5,000 BV on the left and right, you can open up a new business center. It can be your 5th one, and it continues to evolve. And by the way, I don't have a calculator or whatever. I don't do math great in my head. I do it. I'm really good on the computer, but that is about 600,000+ a year, I believe.
Not too shabby.
All right, not too shabby. And there are people all over the world who do this kind of income. Now, with that being said, I'm coming to an end. Okay, I'm coming in for a landing. As Andrew and I go through this business, and we are coming in, we're finishing up right now. You're probably thinking to yourself, wow, this sounds really good. Can this work for me? And if you're with the person tonight who invited you to come and maybe you're sitting with them, they're thinking to themselves, are you right for the business? Are you the right person? Because they're not looking to get you into the business. They want you to evaluate it, get more information, because if you're ready to go, they want you to be ready to go and follow the system. By being coachable and follow the system, that is your biggest, that's the fastest way to success. So if you're wondering all of that, I want to give you 3 guarantees. Here it says 1 guarantee. There are 3 guarantees for anyone who is new on this call, who's evaluating this business. 3 guarantees I can give you in this business and in life, really. 3 guarantees. And take it from someone who came from nothing, came from absolutely nothing. 3 guarantees I can give you about this business. Or just in your own life. If you don't look for anything, and think about the position that you're in today, what everyone has all different positions and things going on in their life. I promise you, if you don't look for anything in your life right now, you won't find anything. If you don't look for anything, you won't find anything. Number 2, my favorite. Where you sit in life right now, where you stand, all of us are in different scenarios, different situations. I promise you this, and this is without a doubt the most important. If you don't try anything, everything will stay the same. If you don't try anything, I promise you, everything will stay the same. And thirdly, I've done everything there is that, and I've seen everything. Andrew's seen everything there is to do out there for an entrepreneurial standpoint. He showed you the way to make it nowadays is by becoming an entrepreneur. This gives you that opportunity. I've never seen a business that for such a little amount of money investment, $449, you can make this kind of income. It's just and by the way, no overhead, no headaches, online. We contract the products. We make the products. We build the technology. We do everything. You don't have any headaches. It's the most incredible business ever created. I promise you this. If you can't do this business and you're looking for something, you can't do any of them.
Forget the rest.
Forget the rest. You can't do any of them. And, and I'll give you one more guarantee. This is my 4th guarantee. Okay. And then Andrew, I want you, if you could wrap it up by scheduling them, is let's say Andrew prospects me in the business. I get in the business, as I used the example earlier. And after 10 months, I say, Andrew, I really like the products and everything, but the business just isn't for me. I don't know what it is. I thought it was, but it's just not for me. Watch this. Any products that you have, that Marc has, that he's not sold, that he has on hand that has not been used, the company will give you a 90% refund on all products that you have purchased up to the last year. Within the last year that have not been sold or used, give you 90% of your money back on all products you have up to a year. Let me tell you something. I get a present for my birthday. And if it doesn't fit me, and I try to go to the store the next day, I'm hassled about you don't get your money back.
That's funny. You're right.
Or if I'm lucky, I get a store credit. 90% refund up to a year of any products that you've purchased that you haven't sold. Right? So Andrew, I want you to finish up here about how they what do they do next? If I'm new and what do I do next?
Well, let me do, so stop your share. I'm going to show them one more, couple of little
Okay.
things, and then we'll wrap up. So you already said you gave the guarantees, Mark, and ultimately it comes down to a couple of things here, right? And the first thing you need to do, for those of you who are guests who are interested, um, definitely schedule a follow-up appointment to get your questions answered and to see it again. If you understand this, everything here, you're smarter than everybody in the business. You learn something new each time you see the presentation, right? And I would encourage you, and I think Mark would agree, we have a new resource called the 60-second health quiz. And in 60 seconds, it can identify a few products that will help you reach your health goals. And that alone is a great tool that's generating a lot of additional new customers and more volume and more retail profits just because of this new resource. And so just schedule a follow-up appointment, get your questions answered, take the health quiz, see the presentation again, because more than likely, as Mark went through the presentation, you probably thought of one or two people that you respect enough to introduce them to our products, our business, and our technology. And we don't expect you to present it, okay? The person who introduced you tonight will do that with you. And it's about a team effort, and a partnership. You're always going to be in business for yourself, but in this business, you're never by yourself, right? And Lauren said it in the video, companies don't make people successful, people make companies successful. And here, by helping other people succeed, you ensure or even guarantee your own success.
I think we've covered it, and I think we've hit it, and we just want to thank everybody for being on the call tonight. We especially, of course, want to thank the guests for being on the call tonight, and this is why we do this, to expose this business around the world. And all we ask you to do is get with the person who invited you tonight, follow up with them. By the way, thank you for your time tonight. Thank you, Andrew. Such a great job.
Thank you, Mark. Great, everybody, awesome. And we'll adhere to JR's #1 rule, which is to have fun. So you guys stay safe out there, have fun with the business, and look forward to hopefully seeing you at our upcoming events. All right.
Thank you so much. Have a great night and morning, everybody. Great day. Thank you.
Take care.